Achha. So the first chapter that is, mm, give me a minute. Yes, that is types and components of a computer system. You are free to ask whenever you found any difficulty, any kind of thing. You may just come to me and ask about the topic. Now, we will pause on that. And first, we need to understand what is computer, what is hardware and software. That is basically the first thing. So first, we need to understand the chapter is types and components of computer, right? So first we
Right.
need to understand what is computer. There are many definitions circulating out there, but we need to understand in a more basic way. Computer is basically an electronic device or sometimes referred as a machine because we will be using multiple devices along with that. So computer is an electronic device or machine you may refer. You may refer it like which takes input from user and gives output. For example, I'll give you an idea. This is like input, then we will process it and it gives out. This is the basic life cycle of a computer.
Okay.
What does it mean? Okay, wherever you find this kind of thing, you will know, okay, yes, we are on a computer. Let's say input. What is meant by input? Input is basically anything given by the user. ये user देगा and what is output given by the computer. Okay. So input is basically given by the user. You will understand. Let's take an example now. Uh, I'll give you an example. Let's say you are using a calculator, some type of calculator, and you will be
Mhm.
providing 2 plus 2. And what is 2 plus 2 is basically the input you are punching in calculator. That is
Right.
input. And whenever you put it out, what you will be getting output, which is 4. This is output. So between them, this is the process. Here is the process is done. You give input, the process is done, and output. Wherever you find this thing, that consider it as a computer. Acha,
Okay.
there is an also an example. Maybe there are some certain devices which we use for input, and some devices are for output. For example, you punch these values 2 plus 2 from a keyboard,
Right.
and keyboard is an input device, and you see those this port on your screen, which is normally referred as a monitor. What is monitor? This is the output
Output
device.
device.
Maybe you will get it on from printer. So that is also an output device. We will discuss the input device concept and output device concept later. But remember the thing. While teaching previously, one of my student asked, "Okay, sir, sometime we'll forget what is that like we will put input definition in output, we put output thing in input. So remember the thing in it is out. Whenever you use the word in, that means to put in, to give. And when it is output, that means to take out. Understand? Remember this
Yeah.
thing. That will not make you a skeptical kind of person. So now we will discuss the further thing, uh, which is the next topic. That is hardware and software. See, computer is basically the combination of hardware and software. So we will write over here computer. and there are computer is basically made up of two things. The first one is hardware. In examiner, I'll share you some past paper questions with this chapter in this regard after the class, and we'll discuss. So, hardware. Hardware is what? Hardware is basically anything which can be touched, which can be touched, or you may refer it is the physical thing. A physical part of computer is hardware. And what is software? Softwares are the logical you may find on screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Hardware
Yeah.
is what you can touch. For example, I'll give you an example for that. Maybe a keyboard, mouse, or maybe any kind of thing, monitor, similar like that. For software, we will be giving you an example of MS Word,
Okay.
Photoshop, your browser, maybe Chrome, and maybe Zoom, which we are using right now. So all of the things are software. And this is the basic idea, which is what is hardware and what is software. Any questions till now in from hardware and software? If you have
Huh?
any questions from this topic, hardware and software, you got an understanding?
Mm, yeah, yeah, it's
Okay,
understood.
okay, that's great. Acha ji. Second, we move towards there are two types of hardware in your syllabus. Uh, Basically, and those are internal hardware, and the other one is external. Some people refer external as peripheral devices.
Okay.
What are peripheral devices? Peripheral devices are those devices which are connected outside the main computer. So I am writing the definition here. External devices, what are external devices or what are peripheral? Both are same. So which connect, which are outside the main computer. What are peripheral devices which are outside the main computer, and internal itself says which are inside the computer.
Okay. So peripheral can be like keyboard, monitor.
That's good. That's great. So you got an idea which are outside the main computer. But remember,
Yes.
peripheral may be referred, but when you are using the book, when you are using the syllabus, that they also refer it external. So internal, external. In
Okay. Okay.
external, we will be having a keyboard, mouse, or maybe a printer, scanner. If you refer headphone, they may be fine. So all the devices which are outside the main computer, which you can see outside without opening the computer. And when we talk about internal, what are those? That's people don't generally don't aware about that. That may be RAM, which refers random access memory. I am also writing a full form because you need to understand. Sometimes they ask you for random access memory, or sometimes they refer in an abbreviated form, which is RAM. We will discuss what is RAM, what are printers, what are the scanner. Don't worry about that. But first, we are just discussing what are the internal components. So RAM maybe motherboard. Uh, Here I need to mention a few words about RAM and motherboard. I need to understand sometimes people are skeptical what are RAM and what is motherboard. So RAM is basically anything that speed up the computer, and whenever you start a computer, your software is somewhere inside, which leads to an other input device, which leads to an internal hardware that is hard disk drive. Your Windows, your operating system resides in hard disk drive. And generally, this is it has a large capacity. So whenever you turn on the computer, whether the laptop, the computer, whatever, desktop computer, both are the types of computer. So whenever you start your computer, the operating systems comes from hard drive to RAM. I just highlighted hard drive to RAM because it is the fast. You can check it process that thing in a faster way. It holds the values, but don't operating system will not reside completely in RAM due to some things we will discuss later. Uh, Motherboard is basically a chipset, a board, electronic circuit you refer, electronic circuit, which all the internal hardware thing are mounted on those motherboard. It is a board where all the computer parts, whether those are internal or external, all needs to be connected with the motherboard because as the word suggests, mother, what does it mean? If any device, remember this thing, boy, if any device, whether it is internal, whether it is external, not does not connected with the motherboard, this will not going to be the part of the computer. Or you may think if the particular point which we refer as a port or a socket, understanding for easy to understand, socket, port, anything is disrupt. Maybe kharab ho gaya, maybe it is not working properly. So that device is not going to work. For example, if you put your USB and your USB is fine, but it is not going to connect with the computer. That means there is some problem with that port. If you are putting speakers with the computer, speakers connecting with the speakers with the computer, and they are not working, that means there is a problem. Or you may refer any kind of thing. Understand what is
Yeah.
motherboard? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And what are hard disk drive? We discussed this is the storage device. So you got an idea of internal and external. Any questions till now?
No, no. All clear.
All clear. That's good. Acha, ji, now we'll see what next. Acha. And now we will discuss the definition. We have discussed the software now, and there are two types of software. We will refer right now those. Hmm, ठीक है. चलें इसको नीचे ही कर लेते हैं. Software. So there are two types of software. The first one is system, and the other one is application. For that, we need to understand. Look, software. We'll give the first basic definition of the software. Software uh, are the instructions given by the programmer. ये कहते हैं कि collection of programs is known as software. या यूं कहते हैं multiple lines of code. या वो ये कहते हैं कि any kind of thing which a person or a programmer could achieve anything, it is software. All right. Computer is nothing just with the hardware. We need software. Software, what is software? Software is basically the collection of the program. Or you also think are the instructions given by the programmer to achieve a particular task. I'll just write it over here. Achieve particular task. Software is to achieve particular task. For example, if I need to edit my photograph, so I'll be needing a photo editing software, and for that, I'll just go with a programmer or a software house or a company. Can you provide me a software where I can edit my photos or my client photos? They will ask my requirements. They will note it down my requirements, and they will be starting to build the software. Usually, if I own the restaurant and I need a software for managing my customers, my vendors, or my walk-in customers, or any kind of thing. So what I'll be needing a software where I can put all the prices of the thing if the person comes to buy and discount thing, any kind of thing. So we will go with the software company and they will ask all our requirements, the company thing, and any kind of thing, and they are going to put the thing. How? With the code, with programming
Mm,
languages. And we are going to discuss some sort of programming languages and those kind of things as well, inshallah, paper three. Okay. So understand what is software?
yes,
Software,
and
yes, that's good. Software is basically of two types. First type, we will discuss the second type, that is much easier to understand. Application software. Application software are needed by the user.
okay,
Okay, this is the first point. I'll give you another point. Not necessary to run the computer.
okay,
Why? Because see, if I'm not having Adobe Photoshop in my computer or maybe MS Word, maybe Zoom, which we have discussed, so there is no problem with the computer. Computer works fine. I can open the computer, just write my file, rename the thing. Okay. I don't have the liberty to do much thing because that is having some certain software. Na? Just having a Windows. I can't do much thing, but computer is okay with it. Application softwares are those software which are needed by the user. Thing is that if I'm a teacher, I'll be needing some particular software. If there is a person who do accounts, he needs some particular software. If a person who is a business owner, he has some particular softwares. So application softwares are as per demand, right? As per demand of the user. And this is not necessary. If let's say if there is a boy who is 6 years old, he just don't want to go with the heavy software. Maybe he will go with the games. So games are also the part of application software. If he just plays the game, game is also the part of application software. So that means if I'm not having games on my computer, there is no problem with the computer. Computer don't going to ask the question, "Okay, why you are not providing me the application software?" But when it works with the system software, if the system software are required by the system or you refer required by the computer, if you not have a computer, आपके पास system software नहीं है computer में, you are not going to work with that. The second thing,
okay,
yes, the second thing is that if you are not having a proper, uh, if okay, if you are not having OS, OS is not uh, for example, if you don't have OS, which is operating system commonly we use Windows, Mac. No? If you are using an Apple product, you are using Mac or Mac OS. So those are the two main, Windows and Mac. If you don't have OS, so your computer will not work. But if you don't have Adobe Photoshop, your computer will work. If the software, sometimes what operating system you are using, Windows or Mac?
Windows,
Windows.
Windows,
Sometimes you understand that your computer is giving you the blue screen, computer is not running forward. So that means you understand that is corrupt. So we'll go with the company, we'll go with the shop and ask to install the thing, or sometimes we will also install by ourselves. That is not that much difficult task. So Both of the thing is understand there is also some sort of operating systems for mobile phones. Some are Android. Previously, there is a BlackBerry. Have you
Okay.
कभी नाम सुना BlackBerry? You are young,
जी
I
जी
guess.
ब्लैकबेरी मोबाइल की कंपनी
Uh,
जी जी जी.
there are some phones which are just the button phones now. That they are having a operating system which is Symbian. The
Okay.
button phone which we just use for calling and texting. There is no much features. So both are the operating systems. Understand till now?
Yeah, I understand everything.
Okay, fine. Have you took the classes of ICT previously or not?
Yeah, I did take them previously, and I just recently stopped, and I want to get back into it.
Okay, so why from whom you are taking the classes?
It was some teacher called Muhammad Haris.
Why you left her?
Just because he didn't used to take classes like regularly, he was lazy with taking classes. That's why I left.
Okay, okay, okay. So how many chapters you have done with him
I think I did up to 5 chapters until chapter
from
5.
paper one?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means you are done with these chapters. So have you understood something new or it's just
Yeah, right now I understood something new about the operating systems. I didn't know that when I was learning with them.
okay, okay. Operating system is basically, I'll give you, if you know this, don't know this thing, so I'll give you some more detail about it. Because if you are reading and understanding system software, you need to understand it. So operating system is basically the master control program. And when we talk about master control program, that means it is the most fundamental thing and most इसके फीचर्स हम डिस्कस कर लेते हैं यू विल हैव एन आइडिया मास्टर कंट्रोल प्रोग्राम मीन्स it works it is the duty of an operating system to manage all the resources. For example, when we talk about resources, what are the resources? The hard drive, the RAM, the processor, the memory, and monitor, speakers, any kind of resource. For example, if you are having only 4 GB RAM, and your software is of required 2 GB. So your computer will allocate, let's say, in our homes, we allocate our budget, we allocate our income, we allocate what we are getting from our parents and from our company and from in terms of salary or in terms of pocket money. We allocate that thing, we manage all that thing. So operating system has a task to manage all the resources. It also manages all the softwares present in your computer. It will look our latest operating system for look for whether we are having any type of software which can harm the computer. So it will warn you. In Windows, we are having itself a kind of defender which works as an antivirus software as well. It manages, it cleans the temporary files, it has a lot of beauties. We will discuss those as well. It also works as a mediator between hardware and a software because hardware is just a dumb machine. That are just the parts of plastic, part of gold, a part of metal maybe. But operating system make them useful while communicating between the application software and with the uh, hardware. Okay, so we'll go with the other topic. Let's say, okay. So there are some examples of application software. We have discussed now word processor. Word processor is basically MS Word, which you generally use for resume writing, application writing, or any kind of MS Word. Have you used MS Word?
Yeah, yeah, I've used MS Word.
So I'm not going in detail with that. Okay, you can manipulate
Yeah,
the thing, you can edit. Spreadsheet is
yeah.
basically we are using in our syllabus that
Yes,
are MS Excel. In this
yes.
type, we will calculate the thing, we manipulate the numbers, we get some kind of results from that. A spreadsheet are those. A spreadsheet is basically a category, and MS Office, MS Excel is a software. There are multiple softwares out there for spreadsheets. but not famous as compared to MS Excel because it has a lot of features rather than MS Excel. User friendly VM. And now we are having database. What is database? Database is basically a place or maybe a software where you put all your data and it organize the data. See, I'm just going to give an example. Okay. Thing is that you are running a shop and you are just writing whatever sale you are going to done. Let's say a child come and ask you for a chocolate and you sell at the chocolate for a particular amount, maybe 100 rupees or maybe $10 or maybe anything. If you just consider the PKR amount, let is 100 rupees, you just sell him. Okay, you write it down. There is a lady come and ask you for a sugar. You write it down, okay, 200 rupees sugar. If a person comes and asks you for a perfume, you will provide him with a 1200 rupees. There is another boy comes to you and asks you for a chocolate. You will give 200 rupees chocolate to him. So see, what the thing is that you are writing all the thing, but at the end of the day, if I ask you, if your manager asks you, okay, tell me how many rupees we have earned from selling the chocolate. So we can plan and buy some more chocolates to engage the customer if it found suitable, if we are the best seller in the chocolate. For that, you
Right.
need to check all the items and calculate the price manually, right? Or if you are using a
Okay.
spreadsheet, you will be having you can calculate the price automatically, but there is a problem. You don't know how many chocolate items you have sold, how many type of chocolates you have sold, whether it's a black chocolate, where is a white chocolate, where is a almond chocolate. There are multiple types of chocolate. So what is the savior in this regard? There is a database. What database will do? It will store all the things, and at the end of the day, you just run a query. And what is query? It's a kind of code. It's a line of statement where it's a kind of programming statement you refer. There is a SQL, no? SQL language.
Okay.
You ask,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it will tell you, okay, we have sold 20 chocolates, and these are the categories. And if you take an example of an hospital where a person
Mhm.
comes to you, where a patient comes for a particular doctor. So you will easily see how many patients are coming for that particular doctor. So it will easy for you to promote him and that kind of thing. Understand? This is the part of a database.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Can you do me a favor, Miles? Can you rejoin the meeting? Because
Yes. Okay.
my thing is expired now, so I need to be free.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh,
And join with the same link.
okay.
Thank you.